Okay, in this video we're going to break down the grappling in the Dricus versus Khamzat match. There is a lot of grappling in this match and there's a lot of good things to look into. So here you can see Khamzat shooting deep. He's trying to connect his hands together there. This is a perfect spot actually, just where he's located there. If he can connect the hands together, he will do. This will be a really strong grip, very hard to break. And you can also see what he's doing here. He's not going too low with his head, and he's going to be putting pressure into the armpit. And what that does is going to force the arm up and make it difficult to grab or to wrap this guillotine around here. You're also going to see he's not going to drive forwards. He's going to turn this corner. He's going to really rotate and turn the corner down this way, and that really will off balance Dricus, and you'll see in a second he will take him down. Then you can see he's immediately jumping over to the safe side in this direction. He doesn't want to be, especially when this is a bit of a threat in this guillotine. He's going to make sure his body's on the outside. He doesn't want to get trapped between these legs here. Okay, so he's jumping over this side. He gets slightly off balance and it kind of doesn't work out exactly how he wanted, and you'll see he kind of flips to this north-south position in a second. See, this isn't a good position for Dricus, okay? So you can get a Von Flue choked here. You can see if Khamzat wants to get this crossface and lock in some choke and pressure here, he can put a lot of pressure on the artery on this side, okay? And then when he connects his hands together here, so he'll connect both hands together, once those hands are locked, it's very hard for Dricus to remove this arm. This kind of gets locked in place, and then the shoulder pressure is also cutting off the artery on this side, and this is more than enough to kind of put him to sleep. So that's something to watch out for from there. Okay, this is quite interesting. You can see Khamzat is taking advantage of Dricus pushing up on the hip. So previously, just before this section, Dricus is pushing on the hip just to stop him from moving around to maybe like north-south. But that exposes his arm a little bit, and you can see he's penetrating his knee through here and pushing the arm down. Let's just play this forward a second. Now, this is a bad spot to be in. Definitely a bad spot to be in. It's bad because on this side you can see Khamzat's got this underhook, so he's underhooking this arm. He's staying tight. He's going to keep his head position low here, and that's just going to stop this hand here from being able to pummel inside and get inside position here. So he's trapped this arm. He's got a good position on this side. Here really Khamzat needs to stay above the elbow line here, because you can see ideally he wants to be underneath the top of the arm there and then crossing his legs just to stay above here, because you can see Dricus has got his elbow to the floor, and he's not too far away from scaping and sliding his elbow either through here or being able to just extend the arm flat and then going underneath here. But you'll see in a second Khamzat adjusts and locks a tighter grip here. Yeah, so now you can see he's higher up, so the legs are locking over where the elbow is. So the elbow is about there, and you can also see that Khamzat's now triangled his legs in place, which makes it way more secure. Dricus is probably doing the right thing, trying to hide his face. Obviously he's still taking a lot of damage and shots, and Khamzat's still got this underhook on this side as well, so this is a very bad position for him. Now you can see in a second Dricus is going to take his arm down and position it over to the far hip, and then he's going to use that upward pressure to rotate out of the pin there. Okay, and that's something that he could have done if he could free his elbow from that top crucifix. So a good way to escape that is either, you can get some kind of grip on the feet, or if he can get his elbow to the floor, that's also an escape from that previous position he was in. So you can see in this position, Khamzat's he's gone for the back. He's lost the back because of the rotation. He's not got that back to chest to back connection anymore. But he's trying to salvage it here. So you'll see in a second. He's going to try and lock a triangle and again go for that crucifix. But he slightly slips out of position. You can see again, Khamzat's not worried about this guillotine here. He's driving in. You'll see him really turn the corner again all the way around. It's really difficult to kind of stop that takedown, and again he'll be driving his head up and backwards there to relieve some pressure, and as soon as he gets into position he's going to be jumping to the safe side again. And again there's a Von Flue choke here. If Khamzat can get that pressure on the artery there, again he can put his arms closer together, connect his hands, and then start forcing some shoulder pressure in here to also close off this artery on this side. I mean, at this point Dricus is always going to lose this guillotine. There's not enough pressure here. If he had a high risk variation of it, maybe, but the way it's positioned at the moment, it's just a matter of time. Especially with Khamzat, he's always going to slip out of this, and you'll see he will do. But Khamzat's going to slip out on his terms. So what would be better is for Dricus to let this go, and when he lets it go, he can let it go on his own terms, and he can also time this knee and elbow to connect together. So he could get his knee here connecting to his elbow here and create this side guard, and what that will allow him to do is to recover his guard. So he'll be able to let this go on his terms and time this connection and then recover his guard from there. You can see here, ideally, Dricus wants a down block, and he wants a down block in between, well, generally on his lead leg, so he'd have that foot forwards, okay, and he wants that arm to be almost connecting to that knee, and inside to that knee, so that arm needs to be inside, so he's got inside position here, and that will be a much stronger sprawling position. And also if he's got his palm facing up, so he can rotate his palm facing up, which makes that really, really strong, and would help to kind of defend that position. Obviously it's very difficult when strikes are involved because your arms are coming up and down and you can't just stay in that position.